Joining me today on NYSE Floor Talk is Rodney Williams. He is the president of Diageo Beer Company. Rodney, it's always a fun time when I get to see you here at the New York Stock Exchange.
It's my honor to be here. Thrilled to be here.
Ringing the bell today to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Absolutely. What better way to ring in St. Patrick's Day weekend than to be at the New York Stock Exchange?
Oh yes, I feel the same way. So now, you have a new creative that was just directed by Jason Momoa.
Yes.
I can't even begin to understand how exciting and fun that must have been. Tell me about this new creative.
You have no idea. I mean, usually when brands connect with the celebrity, it's the brands that go chasing the celebrity. This was the opposite case because he's genuinely a Guinness fan and has been since he and his mom initiated beer and pizza nights, which were always Guinness. So his mother introduced him to Guinness. He called us up, told us the whole story. We said, well, we'd love to work with you. So we ended up shooting the commercial, and this was the first time his mother had done a film, video, commercial, anything with Jason. So it was just wonderful energy, so authentic, so real, the whole story about how he is 2% Irish, and a real Guinness fan.
Okay. All right. So, Rodney, tell me, how is Guinness maintaining its momentum as the fastest growing beer in the U.S. on-premise market?
Yeah, well, we're really excited because, for so long, Guinness had been a mainstay in Irish pubs. And what we're finding is that young consumers are also recognizing how well Guinness pairs with food. So we're showing up in fast casual restaurants, white tablecloth restaurants, and everywhere where people are consuming food. It's a very exciting time for the brand itself. And I think what people really appreciate about Guinness is the fact, once they come into the franchise, the fact it's only 4.2% alcohol. So technically, it's a low alcohol beer, and yet it imparts so much flavor and taste because of the roasted barley.
Now, you opened a new Guinness brewery in Chicago last fall. So tell me, what impact has it had since the initial months that it's been open?
Yeah, well, we're pretty excited about it. Our first one was back in 2018 in Baltimore. And now we just opened in September, as you said, in Chicago. And this format of a tap room is much more anchored around food. We've got Guinness's first ever bakery where we bake bread right on site, Guinness bread, and as well as providing pastries and such in the mornings. So we really run the gambit in terms of offerings. And we brew about 10 different microbrews right there on site, so it's exciting. The bread tradition came about during the pandemic. In Baltimore, we couldn't make beer, so we thought, we've got all this yeast, let's make bread. And we started donating the bread to the local community, to the food depositories. So in Chicago, we memorialize that and we give 10,000 loaves a year to the Chicago Food Depositories.
That's fantastic. So now your non-alcoholic Guinness offering has been extremely successful. Share some highlights on its growth and distribution.
Well, what's fantastic about it is that it tastes, looks, the mouthfeel is all so true to Guinness. We literally brew the beer and then use a cold filtering process to take the alcohol out. So everything else about it is a pure Guinness experience. And I think the thing that surprised us was that we thought teetotalers were the ones who were going to be drinking it. But in fact, people, particularly young people, are interested in moderating it, working it into their regular routine. So we found that already we're at about 30% distribution on zero of our total brand, and it just keeps growing. It's a very exciting time.
Well, I'm looking forward to you ringing that closing bell, and then we're going to be celebrating upstairs on the 6th floor. We're going to have some Guinness up there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Raise a pint.
So wonderful to see you, Rodney. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Thank you for having me.